In today's review, I'm going to go over a product called an AU-46TD. This product is made by Omega. It fits directly into any Omega K9 Excalibur alarm system via the 4-pin plug right there, as you see, which is the standard shock sensor port which you'd find on any of the Excalibur brand alarm system, remote start combos, what have you. I also brought an expansion module which I'm going to touch on later, not just yet. Right now I just want to focus on what I intended to focus on, which is the tilt sensor. So what is a tilt sensor and why should I care? Well, first off, I had a viewer who asked me specifically to do a review on this because they don't just break their windows over there. What they do is you just take a tow truck to the back of your truck and pick it up and take it with them. That's what they do over by him. So he was very concerned about getting a tilt sensor. Now this little wonder here is a digital, so that means that this one here is actually active and it works upon its own self with the electronics embedded into it. It cannot work without positive and negative 12 volts. It is dual zone and has a trigger which is a one-way output and also an instant trigger for the mating alarm system that it'll be connected to. So digital, which is basically the opposite of something like this, which would be a severe step down, which is just an AU-46 mercury switch, which just has a piece of metal which makes contact as it sees a tilt, however you adjust it accordingly. Now this one here can only be so sensitive because it takes quite a bit of force to move that piece of metal or mercury, what have you, to the position that's going to cause this to trigger. And again, this can only be for one zone, unless you had two of these and splice it into your plug on your alarm system for either the one-away and the instant trigger, which it's just a little silly to do such a thing. People do it, I guess, but for my tutorial, I just try to tell you the right way to do things. Don't do that. Okay, so that's what you're not comparing it to, because that's just analog, old school stuff. We're working with something that's digital. Now on this unit right here, there are some pretty important little features and I like to go over them. So it pertains to the dip switches, which you see on top right here. Now as we read this, you have an adjustment. Now you can set one dip switch where it'll arm the module right here 3 seconds after the alarm is armed, or it'll wait 45 seconds. Now it'll do that when it knows that the vehicle is on a 0% flat plane. Okay, so when your system is armed, the LED should be firing perfectly upwards and it should be perpendicular to the road or the ground that it's sitting on. So that way it's going to sit totally horizontal and it's going to pick up motion when the vehicle is going in any vertical direction, whether it be the front going up or the rear, either case. And I'm going to show you that by using my finger onto the sensor. Now, as you're going to understand that this system can adjust anywhere from 1 degree to 1.5 to 2 degrees for pre-warning. And you have a second trigger which is adjustable from 2 degrees, 3 or 4 degrees. So this is not very tolerant. So I'm going to try my best to make it flash green. And you can see that's barely anything. And of course, as you become more extreme, there's your red LED. Now you see I'm pushing it down. There's your green. Red. And you can see that there's no delay between triggers either. It's not like it can only sense a trigger once every 60 seconds and it resets. This thing is always on, always working. So this is a good little sensor. So there you have it. That's about 1/2 degree, maybe 1. And that's how that works. So you have all the settings from 1 to 3 degrees. Once that's all set, you just take this little door, sit it on top, mount this up. They give you supplied dual-sided Velcro, and it's really just that simple. That's all there is to it. And if you actually are losing a port because you're plugging this sensor into your alarm system and you want to add something down the road, you might want to be interested in this part here, which is called an AU-EXP, and this will plug into the module where this would normally go, and it'll give you 2 additional ports. So that way, if you wanted to add radar sensors, audio sensors, shock sensors, whatever have you, you can use them according to these 2 additional ports that this little module here provides. And we sell this, the AU-EXP. It works great with this little guy, which is the AU-46TD. Both are on the site. I think it's a great little piece. As you can see, it works tremendously well. So that's it. That's my review on the AU-46TD.